Hey everyone, and welcome to Linda's on this wonderful Friday evening for our one of our last Stream and Shops sessions this week. If you've been following along since Monday, I have been taking you through kind of every single drop that we've had throughout the day, or throughout the week, excuse me. First thing in the morning in our newsletter, we drop a new deal that is happening this week for our Memorial Day savings. And then this in the evening, we kind of talk through it. We go up close and personal with the items, and you also get to ask, and then I'll answer any questions that you have in regards to the products. It has been a very long week, but I am still super excited to be with you this evening. Before we get started, wherever you are watching, please make sure you are subscribed to either our YouTube channel, liking and following us on Facebook or Instagram, or if you're streaming on our website, that you are subscribing to our newsletter. Being on our website is one of the best place to stream from because that video will be at the top of every single page as you cycle through the website, and it will stay up to date. It doesn't like auto restart or anything like that. So when we're working through a different collection, that is your best way to kind of easily find the product that you're looking for and add it to your cart while you are still hearing or watching whatever is going on here at Stream and Shop. So thank you again so much for being with me. Today's drop was our clearance drop. So I am back here in the back of the store. This is where our clearance section is. It spans across the back wall here, and then it wraps around to that side where you see the Starstruck pillow. And it's a little bare right now. You guys know how to shop. That's all I'm going to say. We really, really appreciate you more than you know, but you definitely know how to shop. So we have cleared out a little bit of the clearance section today, but that is just what's here on the floor. In our warehouse is the remainder of the clearance fabric. So when you're looking online, you might see a more expanded catalog than you're going to see here tonight because we have more things available online because we just haven't gotten them to the showroom floor just yet. So I want to thank everyone that is joining on. Hi, Donna. Hi, Randy. We've got some OGs on. They have been here since the beginning, since Monday. So I really appreciate you watching with me. I've got people Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and our website. So thank you for being here. So let's just go ahead and dive into what we've got. So as you can see, a little bit bare, but I've got a really good deal for y'all tonight. I don't even know how we got away with this. Let's explain. Let's chat. Let's come closer. I'll come closer to you because I don't want Ray to have to climb on a chair again like last night. Okay. So we put Ray in charge of doing some pricing on some fabric packs, okay? To give you a little bit of clarity on what a fabric pack is, for our end of bolt savings, at the end of the bolts of fabric on the Widebacks and on the Cuddle minkies, if we get to a point where we don't have enough to fulfill a full order, we will turn that remainder of that fabric into a remnant pack that goes on our lovely clearance shelf, okay? So we had a bunch of those left over because they've been stockpiling for this sale. We left Ray alone with the computer and the fabric packs to put them together. He's no mathematician, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, neither am I. And so he priced these fabric packs, I think a little bit more than 50% off, but we won't tell anybody. It's just between you and I. So this is a great time to hop over to lindus.com and start adding these to your cart and getting them because once they're gone, they're gone. And after the sale is over on Tuesday next week, we will be raising all of the prices back up. This is a this weekend and Monday only sale, so 50% off all of our clearance. It has moved up from 40 to 50%. And these fabric packs, I brought the shelves so you could see because Ray made a few mistakes, and that's okay. We love Ray for it. You will love Ray for it when you get some of these savings. They're absolutely incredible. So I'm going to bring in the first shelf just so you have an idea. I'm coming. All right, there we go. There's one. This is one side of the shelf. This is the other side of the shelf. I told you, you guys know how to shop. Okay, there's that one. Oh, but wait, there's more. La 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 la. We have this shelf. And then, if I can work with the carpet, there is more on the other side as well. Okay, I have now trapped myself back here. But when you're hopping over to our website, if you go to lindus.com and underneath the I believe it says deals tab, there's an option for clearance. If you click on that, that's going to bring you to the page where we're talking about all of these things. If you're also on the fabrics tab, there is an end of bolt savings. And I'll bring them up closer to you, but there's also an end of bolt savings tab where all of these will be sitting as well. So let's dive in. Let's see. Ah, the people love it, right? They're very excited. Okay. Okay, so let's just kind of dive in and take a look at what we've got. So again, the majority of these are going to be the Cuddle Minky from Shannon Fabrics, and then all of our Widebacks, the 100% cottons. They're going to range from 108 inches wide to 120 inches wide. And the yardage in the pack can range anywhere from a yard to 2 and 3/4 yards, maybe sometimes 3 yards, just depending on how the fabric lined out. So you're getting a really, really good savings with it being 50% off, and then with some pricing errors that actually work out in your favor. So I wanted to keep them for you because I think it works better for you, and we're all about helping you as much as we can. So like this first one right here, this is the navy Cuddle. And if you've never worked with Cuddle, I'll give you a few tips on it. But this is like a yard and 5/8. Okay. And this is one of the softer mills. And this is navy. It's coming across purple on the screen, but it is navy for sure. Some really good tips with Cuddle if you are trying to long arm quilt it is the biggest thing. There's probably three big things. Ray, can you go grab a package of Thermore, please? Um, One of the big things on Cuddle is sometimes with Minky, you're going to see a little bit of a stretch. Okay. And so sometimes that gets people a little bit like, I don't know if I want to use it. But Cuddle is so much fun to work with, and it makes the quilt absolutely like stunning feel. But when you're loading your Cuddle fabric onto your long arm, you have your non selvage edge, and you can see that's going to have the stretch to it. Okay. And then you've got your selvage edge, but when I pull that, that's not going to have the stretch. So when you are loading your Cuddle, you definitely want to have that selvage going vertical, or kind of going, if we lay it on the frame, going kind of that same back and forth motion as your machine. So when you tighten it up on your leaders, you're not going to have too much excess stretch. Because if I loaded it the other direction where I had the stretchy side on the side, you could stretch that leader from here to Canada, okay? And it would discontinue to go and go and go, and it's really going to pull that quilt out of shape. The next thing that I would definitely add into any type of Cuddle quilt that I'm working on, we talked about this last night, is the Thermore batting. So remember, that is that ultra thin polyester, has that little toothy grit to it. So it's going to help hold that Minky in place as much as it can. So it kind of helps with the shifting. We have it available in the 54 by 45 package. And then we also have it in the new redesigned Queen package. This one's 90 by 108. This is my favorite one to get. And don't forget, batting packages are buy 3, get 1 free right now. So make sure if you're looking through these, add a few of these to your cart, but remember to add the fourth one in. I am still seeing people, Summer's reaching out to a few of them, but I'm still seeing people that are they're stopping at 3. Add that fourth one in. It's free. You definitely want to do it. Okay. But while you're looking through all the different fabric packs, you could also throw in some different batting, especially if you're trying to do Cuddle. Another big question that I get is, what needle do I use? So if you've ever cut Cuddle before, I can kind of pull some off because this was a fresh cut. Let me pull some off so I can get a little bit more. But if you've ever cut Cuddle before, sometimes it can have that little Cuddle dust on it. That's falling off my hand. And that's that way of when it's sliced, those little fibers are coming out of that piece. Now, on a whole overall piece, they're not going to come out, but on those cuts, they will. So think about your needle going through that fabric. Those little holes are producing very, very small cuts. And sometimes, and they're opening the fiber, they're not cutting the fabric. It's not going to ruin the quilt by any means. We're just using an analogy here. But sometimes you can have a little bit of that Cuddle dust come up through the top of your quilt when you're not using the proper needle. So I definitely recommend using a ballpoint or a titanium needle when you are working with Cuddle. A ballpoint needle is going to go down into the fabric, and it's going to separate the fabrics as opposed to kind of cutting right through them. A sharp needle isn't really going to destroy the quilt by any means. It's made for more overall 100% cotton things. But that ballpoint needle is going to take a little extra special care with the Cuddle or with knit fabrics to kind of move those fibers a little bit more. If you use sometimes a ballpoint needle for your everyday overall high speed quilting, you might see skip stitches with it because it's not going to go directly through. It can just separate those fibers. But when you're working with Cuddle, I would slow down the machine a little bit and use a ballpoint needle. That way it's not pulling up through the top. You're still getting beautiful tension, a beautiful look. I have some Cuddle quilted on here. Ray, I don't know if you can tilt this down real quick. We looked at this the other night, but I did have it here as well for us. But I used a ballpoint needle on this one, and it still comes out really, really pretty, absolutely stunning. And it just this was actually did a titanium needle on this one. I don't know why. Oh, I know why. I did a titanium needle because this is actually a digital panel print. And anytime I work with digital fabrics, I use a titanium needle to help with the runs in the fabric, or those little white lines that sometimes appear when you work with digitally printed fabrics. So a titanium works really well. But that's just going to help separate those fibers and decrease the amount of little cuddle dust things that will come to the top. You may get one, but one over a full 90 by 108-inch quilt isn't a big deal compared to them in every single place. So definitely keep that in mind whenever you are working with Cuddle. Absolutely incredible fabric, one of my favorites by far, but you definitely want to keep that in mind when you were looking at them. Okay, so that was just one of the packs. We have so many to look at tonight. Another one of the Cuddle, this is the Dash Alloy. Again, these are available on our website, lindas.com. I forgot to drop that on there for you. There we go. So this dash, this is one of my favorite ones that Shannon makes. I love the subtle design that it has to it. Maybe if it zooms. There we go. So, so cute. And this has a white negative space with those different gray dashes in them. Again, these are just our clearance packs. We have all of this stuff available in the yardage as well. And your actual regular yardage is buy 5 yards, get 1 free. So keep that in mind when you're adding packs to your cart. You can also grab some fabric, add it to your cart as well, and they're buy 5 yards, get 1 free. So what's another one? Let's hop over to, let's do this one. So another fun pack that we've got right now. This is a 1 3/4 of let's see. This is Smile 134P. This is going to be a batik wide back, a 1 3/4, 108 inches wide, but super duper pretty. Gorgeous batik. I absolutely love batiks when they show up and they have a beautiful look to them. Pro tip on batik, you might want to use a little bit of a smaller needle. Batiks sometimes have a tendency to show the holes a little bit more on the actual fabric of the quilting. So if you go with a little bit of a smaller needle, it won't be as predominant. So my normal go-to needle is a size 18 or a 4.0 needle. When I work with batiks, I'll sometimes drop to a size 16, which is a 3.5 needle. Either a sharp or a ballpoint. Either one works for me. I prefer a sharp for batiks. Sometimes they can be a little stiffer, so you want a needle that's really going to go through that. But you definitely don't want to you want to size down a little bit on your needles. Feel free to drop any questions, or if there's a fabric that you've seen online that you'd like to see better in person, let me know and we can run and grab that for you. But we have got so many incredible, I'm trying to find some fun ones. Oh, this is a fun one. And all of these packs that I'm showing you, these are once they're gone, they're gone. So if you're seeing things that you're like, make sure you're adding them to your cart immediately, before someone else does and before someone else grabs them. I'm gonna grab all these. Ooh, squeeze. Okay, here's more. This one is super cute. This is 30374-K. 30374. This is a Ray special. I can tell by the price of it. So this is a 1 3/4. Again, 30374-K. This is super duper cute. Look at this gorgeous print. This is a Wideback. A lot of fun. You could use it for a bunch of different things. I have closed my move ring. Go me. You could use it for a bunch of different things. This one's by QT Fabrics. This is absolutely gorgeous. It has kind of like an eggshell negative space in the background, which is super cute. And I think it makes a fun backing. Another thing to remember with wide backs is you can use them in your traditional piecing as well. I love to use Widebacks for binding. I throw them in my stripology ruler, match it with my Femore rotary cutter, because that guard, remember, drops down a little bit more. We learned that on Tuesday. So it really fits nicely in those inset rulers. And I'll cut out a bunch of 2.5-inch strips to create my binding for my quilts. And that's less things that I have to piece together to do that overall binding. I try to save as much time as I can when I'm doing binding, because y'all know it is not my favorite thing to do. The next one that we have here is the White Silhouette Stars newsprint. Is that really what this is called? Okay. So White Silhouette Stars newsprint. This is a 1.5 yards. Oh, she's pretty. This is going to give you black, white, and gray stars on them. The proper way to spell star is S-T-A-R-R, by the way. I see Brooke is watching. That's the proper way to spell star. But this is a really, really pretty one. You're getting a bunch of different floral designs here on this, and some really cool movement in this. Again, if you're just now joining us, we're looking at all the different clearance packs that we have. These are one and done. Once they're gone, they're gone. So if you are watching us on our website, make sure you're adding them in your cart. The best way to find all of these is you can either type them in the search bar with the information I'm telling you, or you can hop onto the header and click on deals and then clearance and scroll through to clearance. We do have a sort by button, and there's an option from, like, you could sort by date, like newest to oldest. If you do newest, you're going to find those Ray specials, because those are the ones that went in the most recent time. So another one that is fun, this is Blue Flower Wash. This is going to look like pressed flowers. This is a 1.5 yards, 108 inches wide. And all of our clearance fabric packs are 50% off plus on that. And we've got, this one's kind of rolled up, so maybe I'll get the other side where it's not as wrinkly. But those are beautiful pressed flowers. Kind of looks like watercolor almost in these. Another big question that I get with Widebacks, another thing, Ray, can you go grab that spray mister bottle from the other day? Another big question that I get with Widebacks is, do I need to iron them to get all the wrinkles out? Personally, I have never ironed a Wideback once in my life. I actually load the Wideback up on my frame, and then I will use the spray mister bottle that we carry here. It's the Mary Ellen's fine mist spray bottle, and Ray went to go grab one for us. And what that's going to do is, once I have that loaded on, and I'll get plain tap water and I'll fill up my spray mister bottle, and this is going to produce a very light mist of water over that fabric that's already loaded onto my machine, and those wrinkles will disappear like that. So then I'll roll up a little bit, spritz a little water, roll up a little bit, spritz a little water, and that's going to get all of my wrinkles out. I didn't have to lean over the ironing board. As much as I love my Aliso, I didn't have to lean over the ironing board and do a bunch of ironing. I'm just spritzing that away. It's the best thing to do. Tip on that, though, is if you're working with red fabric, be very careful with sparing water on it, because sometimes you might see the dye run. If I do a red, I will spritz, and then it's going to have to wait a little bit to make sure that I don't see a little bit of a run. Never had that issue with any of our fabrics, but some of the ones that may be on the market, I just want you to have that warning and that tip out there. Let's see. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. We've got Jennifer, Kay, Cheryl, Linda, everyone here. So many good. Thank you guys for being with me. I appreciate this. Okay, another one we have here is Gray Plume. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Gray Plume on this one. This is a bunch of different feathers, and they're done in a bunch of different colors. I love these colorings together. This would make a beautiful bedspread, make a beautiful shower curtain too. So many different ways to use Widebacks, but these are going to be those traditional feathers, but you're going to have golds, lattes, grays, kind of those dark ashes in them. Absolutely stunning. Kind of looks like they're like quills too. Really, really pretty one. And that was 1.75 yards of that Gray Plume. Remember, these are one and done. So if you see ones that you like, add them to your cart and start shopping. We've got free shipping right now throughout the Memorial Day weekend on any order. All sorts of BOGOs, yard. I lost my rubber band, that's okay. Yardage of fabric, buy 5 get 1 free. All of our clearance fabrics are 50% plus, depending on which ones you're looking at. Some of the batting that we looked at, buy 3 packages, get 1 free. So many different offers that you have available. Again, lindas.com, deals, and then you could look through the BOGOs, the clearance, or the instant savings. There's 3 different options there that you can go through. Another one that we have here is the X Space Blue. This is a yard and 5/8. This is going to resemble a beautiful galaxy night sky. I love this fabric, and it changes a little bit as you look at it, and it's sometimes really hard for you to get the full picture online anywhere you shop. But this is going to be more of a blue. Again, the camera's showing a purple for some reason, but it is absolutely gorgeous on here. So, so pretty. Hi, Holly. Thank you so much for joining us. We are just going over all the different clearance fabrics and fabric packs that we have here at Linda's. We appreciate you being here. She said she is new. Welcome to the channel. We're going through our Memorial Day savings this week, Stream and Shop. But you can look at this beautiful galaxy print, guys. Wideback fabric on this one. Remember, 1 and done, yard and 5/8. X Space is that one. And all these prices are different and they vary. That's why I'm not giving them out right now, because I want you to make sure you're getting that cool, better clearance price that's on our website. So definitely hop over and grab those. Or if you are in the area and you're coming into the store, just ask them to roll out the special cart. They'll know what you mean. And you could shop from there as well, and they could bring these out to you. Another one that we have is green aqua sandalwood. This is a yard and 5/8 as well. This one has this mint kind of seafoam green with these, how would I describe these? Kind of these ash color flowers, ash and white color flowers. They're really, really pretty on this. They're so, so nice. Love that kind of that green negative space. It's probably one of my favorite colors. Um, just overall, there's so much you can do with it. It's very versatile. And I think it's gorgeous on here. Dana, hello, watching us from first time watching you. Thank you so much for joining us. And you love our products. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. We have so many products and they are ever evolving. If y'all were here, what night was that? What night did we do fat quarters? No, Tuesday was cutting.
Oh, 2 nights ago.
Oh, 2 nights ago. Wednesday. I think we did fat quarters on Wednesday. We looked at all the different fat quarter bundles that we have here at Linda's. We just finished putting together another 7 bundles, and we are hoping that they will be on the website either tomorrow or Sunday. And if you've been looking at finding some new fat quarter bundles, they will be released. We'll take a look at them too on Monday when we do our live as well. So many fun fabric. We've got so many more. Let's go back to Cuddle. Okay. We've just looked at a bunch of the 100% cottons, 108 inches wide. Let's move back to the Cuddle Minky because we have a ton of those. This one is the Alloy Tropic. Tropic is one of those kind of embossed cuddles, and it looks like, I think they were going for like tropical leaves, kind of like palm leaves. I think, which it did that, but I also get a feather vibe from it, a long arm feather vibe from it, but it has that kind of beautiful embossed look on those. But I can see some really cool feather designs in this. What would be really fun, I think it would be a little tedious, but would be really fun is if you actually, can you hold this side right, please? Thank you. Um, if you actually went in and quilted in each of these lines of that beautiful tropic leaf, again, I think it would be a little tedious, but I think it would turn out really, really cool. And I think it would make a super fun overall, like whole cloth quilt. You could do a tropic on the front and then like a solid Cuddle 3 on the back, and then have that thermore in there. Use that titanium needle on that, or that ballpoint needle, and then follow directly in all of those. It would take time, but I think it would turn out really, really pretty. And if you ever do that, send me an email. I'd love to see it. Speaking of emails, if you were on our email list and you got my Chief Quilter email this morning, at the very bottom of majority of all the Chief Quilter emails, I do a free Pattern Friday where you get a free digital computerized quilting pattern. Today I messed up, so I do apologize. I linked the incorrect pattern to it. I linked last week's pattern in this week's email. So those of you that were on last week, thank you very much for a lot of you for replying back to the email that it was the incorrect pattern. I will send out the updated link in tomorrow's email. So make sure you're subscribed to our newsletter so you can be getting those free digital computerized patterns that come out every Friday from my email. But I will send that updated link in tomorrow's email whenever we talk about the fun things that are happening tomorrow, because we've got some big things dropping every single day. Next one that I have here is the Hide Golden Cuddle. It's another Ray special. I can tell by the price and the handwriting, but it's okay. It's good for y'all. This is really, really pretty. I love the hide cuddle. It has a really beautiful faux fur to it on this. Looks absolutely stunning. This is a 3/4 yard piece. So if you're ever wanting to play with Cuddle, the hide is the Lux hide is going to be 80 inches wide, 78, 80 inches wide. But this is a beautiful golden color, almost like a mustard color, and it just comes out beautifully. But again, this is one you'll see a lot more of that Cuddle dust. And if I shake it, you see it. That's from those cut lines. So you can imagine if you're going through with that needle, if you're not using the correct one, those little fibers as they are, I probably shouldn't have done that. Now they're all in my nose. All of those fibers will be coming up through the top of the quilt without using the proper needle. So definitely use a ballpoint needle when you are using Cuddle. I also find better luck with polyester thread too. When I'm working with Cuddle, I normally use polyester thread, but I don't know the science behind it, but it works a little bit better for me. Let's see. Hello, hello, hi, Jerem. Let's see. So gorgeous, the mint green. It is really, really pretty. Let's see. How do we sign up? I've purchased from you before. Okay. I'm assuming you're talking about our newsletter. So, Christina, if you hop over to our website, lindas.com, scroll all the way to the bottom, and on the bottom right or middle of the footer, there's an option to sign up for our newsletter. Even if you purchased for us before, go in and in that email section, type in your email address and hit sign up for emails. That will add you to the dynamic list that changes throughout the day as new orders come in. And then tomorrow morning's email will pull that dynamic list and then send it out to those that are subscribed. So definitely subscribe so you can stay up to date with all the fun things happening here at Linda's. What else do we have? Oh, these are new. Let's grab these. Oh, here's another fun tropics. I could do this with you guys all night long. I love going through all of our different fabrics and then talking about all the different deals that we have, because I'm a deal snob actually sometimes. I love to find a good deal. I will wait until I get the best deal, and this is the time to definitely shop. Oh, this one's pretty. Can I, Ray, just back up the car? We're just going to take all these home, actually. I think I'm going to keep these. I love these. Okay, here we go. These are the next few ones. Let's go here. Gary said we're always watching. You are always watching. Gary and Lisa, I love them so much. Hope the new building's going well. I can't wait to see it when it's done. Okay, this is the baby blue tropic. So this is going to be a yard and 5/8. But this is a stunning pastel blue color, but you're still getting that really cool embossed tropic leaves on it. So it just adds a little bit of subtle texture to the back. These are going to be the Cuddle 3 line of tropics, and these are going to be 88 to 90 inches wide. We saw some really cool things at H&H when it comes to Cuddle. There's been a lot of requests for wider Cuddle. So keep your eyes out for our newsletters in the future, because I think there's something that's going to come that will make you all very happy if you've been looking for wider than 90 Cuddle. I think I said that without having to spill all the beans, but I basically left out what was going to happen. So there's that. Another fun one is this is a long number, B27630. This is a yard and 3/4 pack, 108 inches wide. This fabric is by Northcott, and y'all know I love Northcott with a passion. Look at this fabric. This is one of the Midas lines. Holy smokes. So, so pretty. Donna said, I think I'm a bargain Betty. I completely understand, Donna. Same. But this is a really, really pretty one. One of the Midas lines again. This is B27630. You head over to the website and beat somebody for this deal because this is a really good one. All of our clearance packs, if you're just now joining us, remember they are 50% off plus, depending on if they're. We should have put race special. Should have put a picture with a race special. Um, but they're about 50% off plus. I also didn't mention you're also earning double Corey's cash points. So you're getting to those reward tiers faster when you are ordering online or in store as well. So that's a fun one. And then you can also always check your reward balance either in your account on our website or when you hop on, there's a little smile icon that pops up at the bottom right. It's a pink little icon. You can click on that, sign into your account, and it will show you how many reward points you have and whether or not you can redeem any of your rewards at that time. This is a really cute one. This is the half yard of the Old West Natural. This is a super cute one. This is another minky. These will be 60 inches wide. These have beautiful, let me get it where it's right side up for you. These are really pretty, just kind of that old time westerny feel. You've got those photo frames with the horses, the sheriff badge, the cowboy boots, the cacti, the cowboy, I said cowboy hats, I think. Oh, I said cowboy boots, cowboy hats. And that's a really, really fun one. Again, this is called Old West. And this is a half yard piece, 60-inch wide, and that's on that minky as well. Shannon has this beautiful new digital line of Cuddle, and this is the one that we've got. And so these are some of those remnant pieces that we have, some of those orders that are coming in. But definitely make sure you are shopping on the website. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention, that our batting sale, due to popular demand, if you remember last night, we talked about it being a one night only thing. And I said I would do my best to try to get it extended. Well, your voices were heard. So thank you. And we did extend that batting sale all the way through Memorial Day. So you're getting 25% off the Hobbs batting and 30% off the Linda's branded batting. We've got 20% off Quilter's Dream. And then a few of those other ones, they have different pricing as you see. But the top highest savings will be on the Hobbs and on the Linda's batting. So make sure you're ordering those rolls of batting. They're buy two rolls, get a free pair of Linda's batting scissors. So definitely add that into your cart so that promo will activate. And then, of course, we have the beautiful Linda's Deluxe Cotton Poly, which is by far one of my favorite battings because I got to formulate it. And so that's on sale as well. Another one is from, this is from Moda. This is probably one of my favorite lines that they've ever put out. This is the Kansas Troubles line, and this is the Orange Golden edition. I have a affinity to copper colors. It's a part of my brand palette, and this has that dark kind of orange golden color and then splotches of different colors of dots. So you'll see green, orange, dark purple, navy, gray dots, all throughout these sections of this. 108 inches wide on this Kansas Trouble. This is 1.25 yards. So if you are looking for it on the website, you can hop over to the deals section and then choose the clearance section and look through it. Or you can go to the search bar and look for the orange golden Kansas Troubles, and you'll look for the fabric pack because we also sell this by the yard as well. I've got a few more for you this evening, and then I'll let you hop over to the website and do some more shopping so you can focus, because I know you want to look at all these too while you're looking through the site. This is a fun tie-dye one. This is called Unicorn, and this is by Cuddle or by Shannon Fabrics as well. This is a 3/4 yard, 60-inch wide. This is a super fun, just kind of tie-dye look, different blotches in it. Sometimes almost gives you a batik look in some aspects of it. But this would be a great, cute quilt or blanket if you wanted to cut it up and add different pieces of the minky to it, maybe for a baby quilt or a newborn quilt. You can use these different remnant pieces that are in our clearance section and build fun quilts out of them. Another tip when you're working with Cuddle or minky on your sewing machine, highly recommend using a walking foot. If you don't know what a walking foot is I'm not a professional at telling you the exact terminology. I'll just give you the way I think about it. A walking foot is a much larger section of a foot that goes onto the top part of your sewing machine where your normal foot is. And it has feed dogs on the top, and they match kind of that same feed dog technology that you have on the bottom of all of your sewing machines. So that's going to help pull this through because that minky is going to be a little bit heavier, have a little bit more drag. So having that walking foot will help you naturally kind of pull that quilt through instead of you having to yank it as much through to try to keep as much of the thread tension and stitch length as it can. Let's see. Should we show? We should show a few more, Ray, right? 5 more? I get 5 more? Okay, I got 5 more, guys. I'm being given a time limit now. I don't like that, but oh well. Let's see. What's another one? Ooh, this one's fun. What else do we have? Oh, we haven't looked at any greens yet, have we? Let's look at some greens. Let's grab this one. Let's grab this one. Oh, this is fun. Add in any questions that you have, or if there's anything that you'd like to see real quick before we wrap up this evening. Again, we are looking at all of our fun clearance packs if you're just now joining us. Oh, this one's fun too. Okay. Huh? Ah, okay. So then I can do 6. Okay. I will show that. Ray's got one that he wants to see, I guess, even though he made it, I think. This one? Okay. All right. So the next one that I have is B27235. This is going to be from Northcott. This is going to be one of the Stonehenge gradations line, the gradations ombre. And this is stunning. And I love the way that Northcott does their ombres. So this is going to be that piece. So pretty. You've got all the different dark greens, and they're going to ombre into the center. But what's really different about the way Northcott does it, and I think a lot of other manufacturers are getting on the bandwagon to do this, is I'm going to open this up for you so you have a better look. Ray, can we get the camera tilted over here a little bit, please? Thank you. So this is going to be the selvage edge on your viewing would be your left side. This is my right side, but this is going to be the selvage edge on this side, and it's going to go from dark to light in the center. The middle is going to be dark again, and then when I flip it around, now the selvage is on this side, and it's dark to light to dark. I like that movement as opposed to having just the dark on the selvage and then that bright spot in the center. Little harder to line up your quilt when it's that way. This one gives you a little bit more flexibility. Also love ombres, widebacks for cutting my 2.5-inch strips for binding. Because when you have this for binding and as that goes around the quilt, it really adds a little bit of flair to the edge of the quilt. It's a conversation starter. And the person that you're giving the quilt to, or if you're keeping it for yourself, will always kind of look at that binding sometimes because it's just so fun having that kind of ombre look all the way around the quilt. Or around the, or around the quilt and the binding. Okay, I'll give you this one. Angela, thank you so much for watching from Omaha. I appreciate that you enjoy the show. So this is another thing too. I have been looking into a streaming technology that will integrate with our website. We talked about this couple of days ago on one of the shows, and we're going to be able to schedule these live events, but you'll be able to shop directly in the stream to make it a lot easier for you. Our team is just putting together some of the final touches. I'm hoping to have it ready in the next couple of weeks where we can test it out, but I'll send out an announcement so y'all can be my guinea pigs and my beta testers with me. This is another one of those purple another one of the tropics, but this is just adding in that purple, but look at those beautiful embossed feathery leaf designs. This is going to be Viola Tropic Burnout, 1.25 yards on this one, 90 inches wide. Again, this is the Cuddle Minky on that. Another fun one is the 51386D, as in dog. This one is going to be kind of a world atlas, and this one is a little closer to my heart because my mom is currently traveling right now. You know, my mom is normally with me on all of my shows, but she hasn't been here at all this week. She is on the other side of the world right now, in Italy, on her much deserved vacation that she earned it. So she is on Italy. She is currently about to hop on a cruise ship and head to Croatia. And so I'm so excited because I'm a little jealous. I watch a lot of Below Deck Med and I want to go to Croatia so bad. And so she gets to go and send me pictures. But she is traveling right now. So this one is a little closer to my heart. I love this. This is going to be a beautiful kind of global atlas Super duper fun. Again, this is 51386D, as in dog. Super duper beautiful on this, kind of getting those latitudes, those longitudes, and different parts of the continents, countries, and different parts of the world all in it, which is super duper fun. 108 inches wide, yard and a half on this one. This is another race special as well. Um, I like to call them race specials. That's a good one. I should do something with that. I got to figure out a way to do something with that on this. So that's available on our website. This is one of Ray's favorites. This is going to be Stroke of Genius. So this is going to be the yellow Stroke of Genius. This is our first one that I've shown you tonight that is a 118 wide, 118 inches wide. So from selvage to selvage, it'll be 118. Stroke of Genius has a little light brush print to it, not a texture feel, just the overall print. Is a little bit of a light paintbrush effect, hence the name Stroke of Genius. And this is a yard of this one. This is the yellow. But you can see that very subtle light brush. Absolutely wonderful, especially for being a 118, for it to fit on different larger quilts. So I love this one. Again, Stroke of Genius. These are on clearance as well, the yardage. So it's definitely a great way to grab some larger widebacks when you are wanting to find them. 118s. We have quite a few 118s. We also got a bunch of new ones that are printed. We've got ones with like dinosaur prints. They're more adolescent. We have some play ball ones that match really well with the Moda fat quarter. I think it was called play ball, or maybe it's free play. I don't remember the name of it. But we had that fat quarter bundle that we showed off, and it pairs really well with that. And it's got baseball mitts and baseballs on it, and it's 118 inches wide, so that's a fun one. This is the deep blue. This is another ombre from Stonehenge. This is going to be, I think it's just called deep blue. Yeah, deep blue. But this is going to move through that ombre line. But really, really pretty on this one. Again, a completely different look than that Gradations Stonehenge one. This is really pretty, like watercolor vibes on this. This is going to be a 3/4 yard pack. And if you're just now joining us, these are one and done. So once they are purchased, they're gone. So you want to hop over to our website, lindas.com, and add them to your cart. Remember, deals and then clearance. I've got one more to show you. Oh no, I've got two more. Got two more to show you. Of course, there is so much more online, both in our full yardage, which is also 50% off, and then more of the fabric packs as well. And they'll be constantly added to the site throughout the sale. So definitely check back so that way you can see what's new. This is a really, really pretty one. This is 5657-C. I get a little bit more of like an oriental vibe on this one. I just love the beautiful, like the designs and the artwork and the texture that are in this. You kind of get in that wave flow. You've got the cloud look. It is just beautiful art. Like this would be also another really fun one to use as a whole cloth and just follow the natural line movement in the pattern. This is the purple rendition. Again, this is 5657-C as in Charlie. And this is a yard and 5/8. But it's just gorgeous. This would make beautiful pillow covers. This would make beautiful curtains. So many different ways to do this. And we have this in so many different color variations. The purple's a really pretty one. The greens are really pretty. They're all pretty. Let me be honest with you. They're all pretty. But they're absolutely gorgeous. But another one, fun one that you can add different quilting textures to. You could also, if you don't have a long arm, I know I talked a lot about long arms earlier. If you don't have a long arm, you only have a sit-down sewing machine, that is perfectly fine. You can still quilt as well. You would use some of that Hobbs 80/20 double-sided fusible that we talked about last night. Press your layers together, wait a few. One thing I didn't mention last night, because we had so much information to go over, when you press and hold for about that 7 to 10-second mark, after you do the whole quilt, make sure you let it cool down because it has to have time for that fusible to adhere to the fabric, and then you can start quilting away. So you can do that, all of those beautiful designs on your home sewing machine as well. I love doing some quilting on my sewing machine now that I know a little bit more how to do it, and it is super duper fun as long as you've got the right tools. Last one I have to show you, I'm going to end with one of my favorites. This is a yard and 3/4 of the Spearmint Dash. Okay, yard and 3/4. Beautiful on this one, 90 inches wide, and look at that dash, Cuddle. It kind of gives you like a barcode vibe look, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. It's got those beautiful dark and light mints and teals in the fabric. Again, Cuddle Minky, 90 inches wide, a yard and 3/4 on this one. So beautiful. Cool. Well, thank you all so much for joining me tonight as we took a look through just a few of the amazing fabric packs that we have offered here at Linda's. Hop over to our website, lindas.com, to start your shopping. Remember, they are 50% off plus, depending on if they're Ray special or not. And that is going until through Memorial Day. So make sure you're getting them because they are one and done. So if you find one that you like, get it now because it might not be here the next day. But do remember that we are constantly adding new ones throughout the sale as well. You've got the different BOGOs that we talked about. If you're looking at regular yardage of fabric, even the clearance yardage, it is buy 5 yards, get 1 free. Make sure you add that 6th yard in to take advantage of that promo. If you're looking at batting, we looked at Thermore earlier. It is buy 3 packages, get 1 free. Make sure you add the 4th package in for the promo to activate. Thank you all so much for joining me this week as we've looked through all of our incredible deals. Make sure you're subscribed to our newsletter so you can stay up to date with the rest of the deals that will be dropping because we are not done yet, guys. We've got some really fun things coming up. And then we, of course, have our huge splash on Memorial Day. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, a very safe weekend. And I will see you on Monday when we talk about the weekends deals that we've gone over and what the big, huge splash is on Memorial Day. See you later.